Yo, welcome back, Scrolling Sword. Congratulations. Today, we're starting the book of Hosea, and I could not be more excited. Hosea is a prophet, and he's prophesying in the 8th century BC to the northern kingdom of Israel, often called in this scripture, in this prophecy, Ephraim, because that tribe dominated the region politically and culturally. And that is right before their fall in 722 BC. So everything he says is happening on the edge of national collapse. And he's also unique, Hosea. He's the only writing prophet from the north, speaking to his own people as they drift into idolatry and ultimately covenant failure. In this book, it has two major movements. First, we see in Hosea 1-3, where his marriage becomes a living, embodied prophecy. And then later, Hosea 4-14, where God brings a covenant lawsuit using legal jargon, legal language, to charge Israel with unfaithfulness. And here's the key idea driving everything. When the prophets talk about idolatry, they call it adultery, because this isn't just about broken rules, it's about a broken relationship. And today I want to look at what this scripture shows us in chapters 1-4, that Hosea doesn't just speak for God, he becomes the message of God himself. So as we jump in, God commands Hosea to love a woman who will be unfaithful, making his marriage a lived out prophecy. And God doesn't just explain truth, he shows it. He is embodying the message, and that's what he wants Hosea to do, is to embody the message of ultimately the gospel. And this is why when you become a Christian in the upside down kingdom, this is why we still have to go through suffering. This is why we still have to have trials, because we need to embody what Jesus went through. We need to embody what Jesus went through so we could fully understand it, and so that the world could see the redemption in it. And when Gomer, when she falls again, Hosea redeems her by paying a price to bring her back. And he paid the full price to bring her back. And isn't that not a picture of the real love of Jesus? Real love moves toward the unfaithful, even when it cost everything, because everything is the cost of redemption. Your redemption cost Jesus everything. And this is what this is a picture of in the story of Hosea. And ultimately, Israel's idolatry is described as adultery, revealing that sin is relational betrayal, not just rule breaking. This is not just breaking rules and regulations. This is hurting a relationship. And ultimately, when you fail in a relationship, it communicates to the other person that you actually don't care. You actually don't love them as much as you said they did. And this is what we see with Israel in their idolatry. The Lord calls it adultery. And when you turn from God, you're not just breaking commands, you're breaking covenant. And God declares that his people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, exposing the root issue beneath everything. The knowledge of the goodness of God, the knowledge of the grace of God, the knowledge of the redemptive power of God's covenant with his people. When his people do not understand that, they get destroyed. And ultimately, when God is not truly known, everything else eventually collapses. When people do not have a knowledge of God, when it is missing, everything ends up collapsing. If you don't truly know God, you will keep chasing what can't love you back. So as we dive in these next few days into the book of Hosea, let's get a deep sense that this is the same love that Christ has for his church. He is the bridegroom, and he has a church that has been adulterous, but because of his payment, because of the price that he fully paid for us, we are now blameless in his wife's. All right, love y'all. See you in the discussion room.